So what do we see coming on up here from Maru from Time? Are we going to see some sort of proxy shenanigans? Or are we going to see this game go a little bit more standard? Now, Maru has some fantastic, he's some very good TVT. Not the best in the world, that probably goes to TY, but okay. Both players going for gas first in this map, and again, the rush distance on this map is shorter even than Submarine because of the 3 speed zones in the middle. I think it's like 28 seconds. So that does mean that, well, Maru, he is, well, either player who decides to be aggressive will be able to get into their opponent's natural very quickly, so it does make sense that we do see double gas first coming on up here. As, well, you know, if you know it's really easy to be aggressive on a map, well, you don't want to go for you don't want to go for an expand build. Not really, not in a TVT, not like this. So, well, we're gonna have to see what the tech path is after this point. Will it be a lot of Hellions? So 2 Reaper, 3 Hellion. Will we see Banshees like we saw Special do? There are a bunch of different options. Now, of course, it will be a 1-1-1 as an opener. But really, the question that we're asking ourselves is not what the opener is, but what units get built. That's kind of the big deal right now. So, where do we go from here? We'll be Hellions here for Time. Looks like if it is... Okay, so... It's not going to be Hellions for Maru. He does have a tech lab on the way. We don't have, of course, we don't have a starport yet from other players. It's a 1-1 into expand, actually, not quite a 1-1-1. But, okay, so there's going to be a Cyclone here for Maru. He looks to be a little bit defensive. His Reapers will find his way up into the high ground now. And the Reapers of Time are absolutely out of position, so these are a couple dead SCVs. And that's going to be very nice here for Maru. He's going to find a position that the SCVs cannot fight. So 3 SCVs will go down. Maybe a 4. Yeah, 4's going to go down. Look at these. Yeah, Maru, he's not ending the game, but 5 workers, SCVs for 2 Reapers that are really not all that useful anyways. Yeah, Maru's going to take that. He's going to be very happy about that. As just a bunch of Marines on the way, Cyclones as well. So, well, Maru, he's just playing defensively behind this. He's got a 6 worker lead. His army is one that cannot really be attacked on into by this army of Time. And, well, away we go. Time at this point. He's taking some damage. It's not game ending, sure, but certainly it is problematic. We're going to have to see how Time opts to move out of this. Because, again, he does still have his natural. He still does have his tech. It's a little bit slower than Maru's was because he did opt for those Hellions that he's now going to try to get something done with, but I don't think he's really going to be all that successful. So we're going to have a tank sieged on up here in the natural, and well, there's Cyclones, there are Marines. Yeah, that's not the 2 Hellions, or the 2 Reapers, the Hellion. They're not going to get anything done here. So Maru first part, he's going to go for a Raven off of this. I probably expect to see a second Raven. Not going to lie, but oh, now we have a drop on in the main base that will get locked onto immediately, and this medevac will go down. Oh no, Time going from a weakness to weakness here, as he loses 5 workers early on to the Reaper. He loses that medevac with I think probably 2 Marines still left inside, and at this point, I mean, what? Maru's lost 2 Reapers? Okay, whatever. It's not all that big of a deal. As now, yeah, it's the supplies are equal, but this is what we see often, right? When we look at games like series like this, where. Or I should say games like this, where, yeah, sure, one player takes a lot of damage. And that is certainly true. However, once that happens, well, we don't see the supplies balloon out because, you know, you don't have... Production is still equal for the time being. So what we really see when we look at whether supplies are expanding or not, whether the income advantage is actually really turning into a supply advantage, it doesn't happen, not quite yet. But what we do see is one player gets ahead on structures. They get more production. They get better production. They get better upgrades. Something like that. Because, of course, Maru is spending all of his money just as well as Time is. So I think the big difference here is, of course, 2 Ravens are a whole lot faster for Maru than they are for Time. And I believe he probably has more tanks as well. So that does mean now that he's going to be able to make an incredibly powerful push come the, well, actually right now here, as he does, of course, have his third base on the way. But this is not posturing for a third base. This is posturing to try to go break time in this game. And MARU, he's got a 5 army supply lead, which is not significant. It's there, but it's not all that big of a deal. As we talked about leads, by the way, MARU will have a faster stim as well. So all of these things are what we're looking at here for how MARU is actually looking to leverage disadvantage that he has carved out for himself. So the tanks are going to siege up on the low ground here, and actually there's not a lot to siege up, not really. So Cyclone will get 1 lock on, but well, Cyclone's on both sides. Okay, oh look, it does have range on the reactor. That's really nice. I wasn't sure the tanks had the range for anything, but yeah, they do have range on the reactor, which means 1 Viking at a time, not 2. And we will see a disable here on top of these tanks, but well, 2 tanks will be disabled as well. Now we have a lock on top of this Raven. Will it go down? It will. Man, those Cyclones have insane range. Anyway, the Marines are going to try to take this fight at this point, but we have an auto turret going on down here. And yeah, 1 tank's going to get targeted down eventually. Both tanks will go on down eventually, but this has already been very nice here for MARU. Right, he has delayed the production of these barracks for quite a while. He's knocked down the reactor on the starport, and he's going to be able to not supply block time, but certainly get him closer to that number here. This is going to get delayed once again. Another barracks is going to get delayed here. And there we go. 84 and 93, so it's a little bit harder to produce. Tanks are going to siege it up, and once again, we will have the Army of Time moving on forward here, looking for that siege up, but it's going to be 2 tanks here for the price of 1. Actually, not even. Is this tank going to go down? Yes, the tanks will go on down here. So MARU will finally be dislodged, but at this point, now we are seeing the supply really come to fruition here. MARU, his stim is done at this point. He does have, I believe he's, are they already made of X with this army? I don't think so. But we do see the auto turrets go on down here. But the army of MARU up at the front here is going to be rather powerful. The tank gets the first move is advantage. We'll get the siege on up here. And, oh yes, tanks on the low ground will eventually clean up this bio, sure. Oh, MARU's even going to land the Vikings, because Vikings do very good against mechanical units. But 5 more workers do go down. MARU, Time loses almost his entire army. Meanwhile, MARU is mining from 3 bases. He does have 1-1 on the way, faster than his opponent. He does have combat shields faster than his opponent. He has an armory. You get the point. He is so far ahead of time at this point. He's up 20 army supply. He's up 20 workers. And this next push is probably what is going to seal the deal. Certainly, there is not a world where Time is going to be allowed to keep this 3rd base. Oh no, MARU is going to catch the tanks on siege too. I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think Time is kind of dead at this point anyways. But there's 1 last tank here. MARU is going to stem on top of it, and the landed Vikings will kill it off. GG, MARU takes game number 1. But anyway, here we are. It is going to be 1-1 into a 3rd command center into that additional starport from both players at this point. And, well, we're going to have to see how much damage gets done. Did MARU build 2 Reapers? I believe he did, but, I don't know. There's the chance he gets something done here, because you do have that, like, hidden Reaper cliff that really Terran players have not started learning to deal with quite yet. The map is still rather new. I do, well, actually, no, never mind. What am I saying? MARU and Time both do have supply depots on the edge of their bases. That does give them vision of that on that backdoor Reaper cliff. So it does look like we have a bit of a sacrificial lamb coming on up here with this 1 Reaper from MARU. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is, what the hell in here? Yeah, this is not going to get anything done. But this is just 1 scouting Reaper. This is just MARU saying, okay, you got a tech lab on your factory, you got a tech lab on your starport. Most likely going to be for Ravens. No big deal. But it looks like Time wants to get a little... Oh, this is a really interesting bit of aggression here. So the Widowmine is going to burrow on up. Oh, okay. This is a pretty cool bait. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition. I don't think it will, because honestly, MARU doesn't look like he wants to move out all that soon as he has a 3rd base on the way. But hey, you know what? You dive on top of the Hellion and you get something done. You know, maybe you get a Widowmine shot. Who knows? Maru, though, just being a little bit cheeky with that Reaper. But bumping things back, but not a lot is going to happen. There we go. The Widowmine is going to go on back. And, oh, well, you know, the Reapers in the Hellion will find this one Reaper. And, okay, that's going to be all she wrote. But Maru, again, just by sitting here, he has found himself a bit of an advantage. Now, not in workers at the moment. As, oh, there we go. Is this bait going to work out? The Widowmine shot's going to go off. Oh, the Cyclone goes down. And, yep, absolutely time. Is this game ending? No. But certainly he's taken a couple of advantages here. He gets the Cyclone. And he is taking his third base on location. Which, well, if Maru gets aggressive, maybe not going to be the best thing for Time. If Maru fails to get aggressive, well, it's going to be absolutely fantastic for Time. And Maru, no, he's just posturing around his third base. So Time will get away with this. Third base is not going to be quicker necessarily, but it certainly will be mining faster. Again, that is on location here. Well, that being said, though, Maru, he's going to posture. And this map is pretty cool, right? So we talked about this for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's a small map. You do feel kind of blocked off from the top half of the map until these rocks do go down. But it's also a relatively open map. It's not all that great for PvZ for that reason. But what it does mean is we can see some really interesting posturing coming on in a TVT, and that is exactly what Time is attempting to do. Now, Maru will scout this, so he will have to reposition here to deal with this army that has this high ground position. But Time can now siege up on the high ground here, can maybe try to circumnavigate Maru. Now the auto turrets are going to go down immediately. The tanks are going to siege on up here. Is Time going to be able to break Maru here? It looks like he may be able to as the tanks are going down. Now the Marines are going to die here, but it looks like there's just barely enough in the air. So Maru, at the end of the day, he will be able to prevail. The tanks are going to go down. And Maru, well, okay. Where are we at this point? 2 SCVs have died. Maru with a 4 SCV lead, though. Despite that, his stim is just a little bit faster. Actually, no, it's just about even. And Time does have the upgrade lead. Well, yeah, Maru, his E-bays are on the way. As Time's E-bays, well, as +1 is started. So that is going to be an absolutely good, fantastic time here that Time will be able to take advantage of. Because, again, 1-1 Marines versus 0-0. Good luck, right? Because of how upgrades scale and because of how quickly Marines attack, having that less damage that you take. Oh, these Time is so good with these Widow Mines. As he will. Maru wants to get aggressive, and Time says, no. You don't get to do that because you just took so much damage on your Vikings that even if you have a Sky Lead, it's not going to be all that useful. You have to go back and repair. So that's exactly the case here. Now, Maru opting to attack through the middle. Certainly not moving around yet. I would probably want to see him knock those rocks down because, again, kind of siege up behind the rocks. That seems like a fantastic position to siege up on into. But now Maru, he's getting aggressive here. It's just tank Viking, which is a powerful composition, but certainly a mobile one here. As we do see Maru taking he's absolutely taking the air victory here. He has many more Vikings than his opponent, and that does mean that these tanks of Maru will be able to siege on up. And oh, I love this Maru. He's going to take the high ground position. And I was wondering whether Time was going to do this, but well, we're going to see that happen here as the SCVs are going to get pulled. The tanks are going to be moved on up here. Vikings will land. And yes, this probably... Oh, is this even going to get... No, it's not. With the Vikings landed here and the couple additional Marines moving on in, this is not going to be cleaned up. 3 tanks are still around. And, well, okay, the Vikings are just going to land on top of this tank as well. So, yeah, we have the tanks moving on forward. 1 Viking will go on down here, but this is a chokehold here on Time's third base. Now, Time does have the air lead, right? He will lose that Viking. But these 3 tanks here on the high ground are just killing, obliterating this third base position here from Time. Meanwhile, of course, both players do have a 4th base on the way, both on position here. Time, his is a little bit faster, but we're going to have to start to see a repair here on this command center. It is starting to burn. Oh, wait, no, this is a dead base. Time, you got to lift. Time is just going to lose his 3rd orbital. And that's just going to be a GG. Time. Maybe he didn't realize how much damage that was taking, but now it's a 2-2.